Well, hello and welcome to the couch. This is Couch Talks, and we're talking about how you can rise above the noise of business as a woman, as a female, as one that is rooted in faith. Really, you want to know something? A woman can have a PhD in a subject, spend 20 years actually doing the work, so she's got the expertise and the experience, and she Hmm. struggles with charging $20 an hour for her services. But you are a bad boss woman. You are a queenpreneur. And I know that is not you. But there's a struggle out here. There's a struggle always of what's going on and what you need to do. So I want to bring you to the couch. Let's sit around and talk for a little bit so that we can make sure we get it on point so that your business will not only be profitable, but it will be aligned with who you really are. So I wanted to just talk about the fact that when we are faith empowered, when we have God on our side, there is a difference that we make in this world, but we should also be able to make a dollar. We shouldn't always give our business away for free. We can't afford that because guess what? That means that we don't take care of our bills, but we can't also take care of others. We can't hire them to be a part of where we are. We end up losing out all the way around. So we can't really just listen to society. We have to do some things differently for ourselves. But I want you to rise. And I don't want you to stop listening to this. So keep listening because I want to pour you some tea today of how you're going to be able to rise. Like when we talk about the business world, we have to recognize that it is really not conducive to us. People second guess you. I know they have, right? Just because you're a woman, and don't be a black woman. You got to be 10 times better. We still have to overcome. But with the right attitude, with the right skill set, with the right tool set, with the right communication, we're going to do that. And I'm going to jump into so many things, but I just want to identify for you the fact that we do recognize that there is a gender gap. And sometimes there's an ageism issue as well. Things have changed the game in today's society, but you still are gifted. You still have abilities, you have experience, you have something to bring to the table, and the world is waiting for you. So I don't want you sitting back. It is your time to rise. It is your time to say, I am here and I will be a force to be reckoned with. Have you heard the saying where people say that, they said that there was a storm and some cower to it, but others recognize that they are the storm? Be the storm today. Today, I want you to stand flat footed. I want you to agree with me already at the very beginning of this that you are going to do something absolutely marvelous in this world. And you have something to share. You have a solution to give, and others need to know more and more about you. So let me just jump right in today. Not only do we, let me just say, have that gender issue, but also there's a lack of support. Because a lot of times when we talk about women, we can be petty. Oh, no, they can be petty. We don't want to support one another. Don't want to uplift it. It's all about let me see what I can get. But let's just dispel that today. That if we all work together, there's going to be so much more for all of us. There is enough to go around. Don't think that there isn't. So let me just jump into a couple things that I want to share with you today. And believe me, lots of value. So stick around because if you want to rise in business, I've got the answers. Oh, did I tell you my name? I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes. That's right. Our coach Chonta does some. But here's what I want to say to you. The first thing, if you're going to rise above the rest of the noise that's going on out there in the world, because there's a whole lot of people out there, but don't let that dissuade you. Because what you have is different than what they have. And you have got a gift. You have got an ability. You have had an experience. You have lived a lifetime that others have not. So yes, be the guide. Yes, start the business. But you got to pay attention to your numbers too. But we're going to start with the first one. What's going to keep you motivated in going forward? Because motivation is possibly a part of the issue of why we don't do what we do. You have to have clarity on who it is that you serve. And I mean, really clear. Not just I want to help some people or I want to help everybody, because that's not going to work. We have to niche down. I know you've heard it, but what you do is you focus specifically on a certain individual, see them in front of you, just like I'm seeing you, Queen. I know you have been working in business. I know you've got a great plan, and that's why I'm talking specifically to you. It is not that everybody's able to do what you do, because they can't. They can't. And I want to encourage you. I want to empower you. I want you to be you. You know, we talk about it's a great love connection when you can be yourself with someone. That's what you need to be for your client. Be yourself. If you're funny, be funny. Even if you're not trying to be. And I tell you, my friends think I'm funny all the time. But clarity is important. You've got to know who it is and talk specifically to them. But it's a bigger issue when it comes to that. And I'm going to do the C's today. Clarity is number one. Know who it is that you're serving. Know their gender, know their age, know what specific that you want, who you want to really attract. I mentioned in a previous video about my client that did such an absolutely fantastic job, going from less than $200,000 under management to now over $1 million under management. She's doing fantastic. But what we had to work on was getting clear on who it is that she was looking for. And she decided it was someone a little bit older, not the young 20s, but someone who was leaving one job, going to another, and they were transferring their 401k. Is that specific? Absolutely. But now she knows exactly who she's targeting, who she's talking to when she's doing her infomercials, if you would. They're not infomercials today. They're just information and value that you're sharing. All right. So I want you to be clear on who it is that you serve. But more importantly, for momentum, why you are doing what you're doing. And it's not just about the money. I will tell you, honestly, for me, it can't be. If you were looking for a get rich quick scheme, this is not the place for you. I am not trying to add value to you. I'm sorry. I'm not all about the greed. It doesn't work like that for me. Why I do what I do is because I care. And I believe that's why Heart to Heart Truth Ministries, we truly believe that, and I truly believe that true learning is not head to head, but it's heart to heart. People don't want to know how much you know until they know how much you care. My why is I want to empower you to be the best version of yourself. One, because the world has been beating you down. Two, because you have been beating yourself. But the biggest issue is because somebody is waiting uncomfortably for you to step up, find your voice, speak out, show them the way so that they don't have to jump through the same number of hoops that you did. That why is what's going to motivate you to get up in the morning. That why is going to keep the momentum flowing so that you don't have to overcome inertia every single day. You've got to have clarity on your why. That's number one. But I got so much more to share with you, so stick around because, you know, you got to change your mind, queen. You got to put on that crown, queen. You got to affirm yourself, queen, to know that you can keep moving forward. So, the second thing that I wanted to talk about when I talk about you rising above, one, you got to know your why, because that means you're going to get up, right? But secondly, you got to love your list. What do I mean by loving your list? That is, some people talk about the crowd, they talk about the core, they talk about the community. All right. And so you're going from a high level funnel of people who really don't know you. They're all up in the crowd. Then you've got the people that become your core because they actually work for you. And then you got the community that you have a more real and personal relationship with. Well, I'm going to change it. We're going to talk about your list. We're going to talk about you loving your clients. And I want to switch to the P's on this. Those that are potential clients, you got to love them. Your why should be big enough that you love those that have not really heard about you yet. And you have to be willing to get out in front of them and to tell them what you have gone through authentically, why you're doing what you're doing from the heart, so that they know that you're the right one for them. Because there's a lot of people that can help them with their finances. I help you with your finances. But why me? I'm coming from a biblical base. So now others are not. Okay, so I've cut out probably 75% of the people that are doing finances. But there's still 25% that are talking about it from a financial standpoint. Some are using the scriptures just to be charlatans. I'm just going to say it like I'm saying it. And that irks me. Too many times the church has been fleeced. Don't start me on that. I can't. I'm not going to go there with. We're at the couch. I'm pouring you some tea. I really hate it. Don't give an offering because you're raising an offering. That's not what we're doing here. All right. I believe in the biblical principles. I will teach you the biblical principles. I will follow the biblical principles. I will apply them. I have applied them in my life and it has worked absolutely wonderful. And I will show you how to do it for you. I'm different. There's some things that I follow that others are doing and other things I don't like. I don't agree with. I'm not going to down them. I'm just going to uplift you. And so when you know that I am the one for you, you'll come on board and then we'll get it done. All right. So don't worry about all the people that are out there. For those ones that you're looking for, that ideal client that you've already identified, that ideal why, the reason you got up in the morning, there are those people who are waiting to hear about you. Love them enough to speak up. But secondly, it's your clients, your present clients. I told you the P's here. Your present clients, those that you're actively working with now, love them enough to give them 100% of your energy. Be excellent in what you do. Now, my favorite passage of scripture is Colossians 3:23. It says, whatever you do it with all of your heart as unto the Lord and not to man. I will tell you, they say that I'm energetic, and I'm not going to give you my age, but I'm getting up there. And guess what? The energy flows when you have a why, when you believe in what you believe in. Just recently, we were sitting at a table and I had a wonderful opportunity to bring a product to market um, that is a fundraiser. And I will tell you, I'm not the salesperson. I'm not out there, like, I'm not going to browbeat somebody. And you either like it or you don't. Okay. But if I don't offer it to you, you won't know that it's available. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. So you got to ask. So I'm at this table. It was a celebration of sorts, if you would. And if you follow me, you probably know what I'm talking about. But in any event, I'm at that event and I have this fundraiser. And, I just shared it with the people at my table. And then I shared it with people at another table because I knew somebody sitting at that table. And the ladies that came with me were like, oh, you're the greatest salesperson. I said, no, when you believe in what you have, you will share it with others. So your current clients, love them enough to share everything that you have with them. Don't hold something back thinking that you're going to then charge them later for something. No, when they see your expertise, they will know to continue to follow you. They're not going to let a good thing get away. Believe me. All right. So your present clients. So there are those that are your potential clients. You're going to love them. But those that are your present clients, you should love them even more. Give them the excellence of you. And then your past clients too. Because just because they have said that they no longer needed your services right now, doesn't mean that they won't come back. Doesn't mean that they won't refer you to other people. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Yes. Proximity, though, and proximity is going to be the last one that I was going to talk about. So I guess I'm ahead of myself. Those that are in proximity to you that are going to be potentials that when you go to that event and you're speaking on that stage, now they're like, whoa, where have you been all my life? Be you, be the fantastic person that you are. Be absolutely amazing. Show up, show out, give value wherever you go. And people will be beating down your door, right? The right ones. All right. So we're motivated because we've got a great why. That's how we're going to rise above. But we're also going to rise above because we're doing excellent work. And I'm going to give you one more. Oh, and this one takes the cake. My queenpreneurs, you believe. My queenpreneurs, you've got a secret weapon. You've got a surefire thing that is going to change the game for you, for your business, and for those that you serve. Can I let you in on a secret? It's the Holy Spirit. What's your prayer life like? Have you asked God to assist you in your business? Have you asked Him to send the ideal person because you've identified it? Have you prayed specifically for your business, not just for other people's, but for yours? Have you done that? See, often we will create goals without asking God. Often God will show us something, and then we're like, uh-oh, let me just put some activities together. Let me put an action plan together, and we don't ask Him about that plan. I will tell you, the Queenpreneur program that I have, the Queenpreneur Accelerator, it was birthed out of me getting on a plane, going to another conference, and on my way, I was asking the Lord, I said, what do I need to do differently in my business? How have you created me? I know there is something bigger. I know there is something different out there. And what He showed me was the room that I was seeking for, the room that I ultimately have now, was one that was curated by Him, because He said, this, He showed me, this is how I have gifted you, and nobody else does it the way you do. You get into a room and you allow me to download to you, and in doing that, I'm giving you strategy straight from heaven's throne room. Most people aren't asking, but you are. Then I've also, is what He said to me, I've also equipped you in such a way that you bring in the technology, because my original degree is electrical engineering with a minor in computer engineering. He goes, you gather all of that logic up, and then you turn around and you say, I'm going to gather all of this faith up here on this other side. I'm going to put those two together. Most people aren't doing that. So you've got the technology, you've got the strategies, you take the complex and you make it simple. You give the action items, but you also have the faith to believe. You've got the counseling that you've gone through, and you believe me for everything that I have. So speaking on stages, you're going to be the one to do that. I was a professor, and I tell people that you read your Bible in black and white, but I add the color and the stereophonic sound, because if you make it interesting, if you glean the applications from that, oh, the sky's the limit, because God's principles work. You just need to know how to work it, and work it for you the way it is for you. So social media posts, yes. Speaking on stages, okay, they're opposites depending on what your personality may be. Oh, but then there's writing books. Can I give you a secret? I've written 7 so far. Okay. And my mom was my editor. I absolutely miss that. But most of them were downloads directly from heaven. Lord, what would you have for me to say? Where would you have for me to go? And I've written them in a short amount of time. It doesn't have to take long when you allow the Lord to lead you. So communication is important, and it's communicating with the one that has created you the way He has created you, and He has gifted you in the way that He has gifted you. And so your goals need to also be then funneled back up to Him, that you ask, what would you have for me to accomplish this year? I'm just saying, yes. So we've got to make sure that we've got that clarity. We got to make sure that we're looking and loving our clients, and we've got to make sure that we're communicating with heaven. That's what I'm going to say to you. So if you're going to rise above, all of those things have to be in place. And I will tell you, in many instances, we are not doing a very good job. Okay. And I will say that integrity is important. I will tell you that the video that you're giving to the world, the way you're showing up, It needs to match your audio. That means the words that you say. I really love my clients. I am grateful for the privilege of serving the ones that I get an opportunity to serve it. Um, but I will tell you, I'm not the one that try to take advantage of you and take your money. I've had a couple clients. You can ask Lynn, and you can ask Jay Gale, when I said, hey, I know you're willing to pay this for this program, but I think another one that's going to better serve you. It's a lesser amount of cost. You get less of me even in that, but it's going to better serve you at this time, because I am not about trying to just take your money. There are those that are. That is not what I do. And when I tell you my heart is to help, my heart is to serve, and I believe in what I do, I know my abilities, I know I can help you. But if I don't think it's right, I'm not going to offer it. Be different, be bold, bold enough to say, someone else is better suited for you. Now, are they still one of my clients? Yes, but on a different level. And does it affect my bank account? Sure, it does. But that's not the whole point. I want you to make a difference and a dollar. I want to make a difference and a dollar. But I'm not going to make the dollar not considering you. All right. So that's the way that I do it. Here's what I would love to offer for you today. I thank you so much for being at this point in this video. There's so many other videos that I have done on the business development side, on the personal development side, on the faith side, on the finances side. You get it all from me. But what I want to offer you today is an opportunity to get what I call the 5 biggest mistakes that is keeping you overwhelmed and unprofitable as a female entrepreneur. Now, if you're saying, yeah, that's me, you said it in the title, I am truly overwhelmed, I'm doing all the things, but all the things are not making me all the money. If you're saying, hey, I am truly unprofitable, but I'm not quite sure of my motivation or the clarity, or I'm not sure what's going on and why I am messing up, I want you to go ahead and get this free resource. You can go to my website, that's shantayhaynes.com/mistakes. Get that resource and go through it. It's not the ones that I talked about today. I promise you, it is something different. I want you to not make these mistakes. I want you to be profitable. I want you to show up in the world with all the boldness. I want you to show up as the awesome one that you are. I want you to be out there and be that queenpreneur, adjusting your crown and being willing to adjust someone else's. And 5 biggest mistakes, I don't want you to make any of those. All right. So go ahead and get that free resource. Listen to the rest of the channel. Share this content with someone. Let them know that I am available to assist. And if you are one that is saying, hey, you want to be a part of that Queenpreneur program, guess what? There's an opportunity for you to do that too. But right now, get those 5 biggest mistakes. Start this journey with me and start it right. All right. I want you to subscribe, like, and share this channel, and definitely comment below. Tell me what else you want to hear more about. I am all ears, because I want to know what it is that you need to know so that I can provide more value for you. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes with Heart to Heart Truth Ministries. I'm helping you put feet to your faith so that you can walk victoriously.